います。今日は、ガイドの研修で、これからパールベイっていうところまで行ってきます。結構今日は寒い日なんですね。朝日が綺麗です。ここから、ノースのね北の方なんで、北の方に行ってレポートします。また電車の中からねどういう景色かもご案内したいと思います。じゃあ行ってきます。ピンブルっていうところまで来ました。電車で約30分ぐらいでしょうかね。ホンズビーっていうところまで、電車で行く予定です。1時間ぐらい早く着きそうなので、向こうで朝食でも食べて待ち合わせ時間まで待ってたいと思います。この辺は緑が多いですね。住宅街の周りは全部国立公園みたいなね、森林が群生しているところで、このね北のいいところは緑が多くって、野生のね鳥たちですとかカンガルーとかもね、住宅街に出てくるような、緑豊かなところです。オーストラリアに来たねちょこっとお金持ちはこの辺に豪邸を持っていたりして、私が今まで携わってきた歌の、シンガーの人たちのねお家とかもあります。でもそういった人たちもね仮住まい7年から10年ぐらいで次の場所へね転々と移動していきますから、ずっと何十年もここに住んでるわけではないんですけど、よくこんな遠いのにね20年前は歌のレッスンにこっちの方までやってきましたよ、電車で。じゃあまた後でホンズビー行ったらレポートします。はい、ホンズビーステーション着きました。こっちは車とかが通れる通りで、まだ昔ながらの商店街がね残っている方になります。これ映画館、こんなところに映画館があったんだ。オープンってなってる。やっぱり値段は市内と一緒で、アダルト15ドル、子供10ドルです。ブレックファースト取ろうと思ってるのに、一軒もカフェが、こじゃれたカフェも何もない。どういうこと？1軒ぐらいカフェが開いててもいいんでしょうけど、このホンズビーに住んでる人たちはコーヒー飲まないのかな。その代わりさっきなんかへんてこな映画館とか、さっきのアジアのね果物屋さんとかがにぎわってましたけどね。カフェが一軒もないなんて。ちょっとこっちの広場みたいな方に行ってみます。どういうこと？何もないじゃんこの街。あそこにちょっとだけカフェって書いてあるところがあった。駅前にカフェ1軒しかない。大きな街とはいえベイストフィールドショッピングセンターができたせいかな、こんなになっちゃったの。なんかこっち側錆びれちゃってますね。郵便局前です。カフェも、お客さん入ってないようですし、行ってみましょう。じゃあカフェにコーヒーでも 朝食でも頼もう。
Separate systems that run into it, so there's a lot of ocean comes in and out to flush all this, and this is one of the reasons why we've got the best edible oysters, and it's a perfect environment to grow these pearl oysters because how pure, how clear the water is. It's so clear that if you buy oysters here, you eat them straight out of the water. If you buy them, say from up here in Brisbane waters, they've got to go through a cleaning process before you can purchase them. But they're considered clean enough here to eat straight away. If it rains, everything stops for 2 weeks until this whole system has flushed itself out, so we're not getting any contaminants in from any of the other areas, particularly upstream where they farm and all that. So it's really fantastic.
Testing.
There is, yes, there is. Brisbane waters. This is where Broken Bay pearls started up here, and also down here in Mooney Creek, which is where we'll go today, and over here in Oporto Bay. And Oporto Bay is called Oporto Bay. It's a very un-Australian sort of name, Oporto Bay, because there were two brothers, Gonzalez, who set up a boatyard there in 1843, and they were from Portugal, and so Porto Bay, you know, where the Portuguese are. And that family, Gonzalez, still run the boat shed over here at Palm Beach.
Oh, right.
Yeah. So they're now here, where they used to be just there. Right. Now, what else can I tell you about this? This, of course, is the famous railway bridge here, which was so important in the Federation of Australia, because prior to that bridge being built, this waterway basically cut Queensland, northern New South Wales, Northern Territory, whatever, off from the southern part of Tasmania and South Australia. So back in the 1880s, they decided to build a rail bridge. Before that, trains would come from Sydney up to here, which is where Brooklyn is, this little area here. The trains would stop at a terminus station there, and people would all get on a boat, and then the boat would come all the way around here, all the way up here to Woy Woy, where they'd get back on the train. Well, it wasn't the same train, they'd get back on a train. This was the B train.
So no one should complain anymore.
Not
about
anymore,
how
no,
the
it's not,
Sydney trains.
it's not too bad. But then they thought, well, we can improve on that, so they dug probably the longest railway tunnel in Australia from Woy Woy through to the end of Mullet Creek. So now they would bring the trains all the way down here to a little station up here called Wonderbine, which is still there, but you can only get to it by boat or train. And the platform's not much longer than this.
You've got to be in the last carriage if you listen to the train announcement for those getting on.
They can stand being out of the water, and as I was saying to some people earlier, the best way to buy oysters is buy a sackful and take a whole sackful home. Whee! One we missed. Yeah, they're probably putting a bed on it. Yeah, so those oysters, if you keep them in a wet sack, they'll last at least a week. So you can just eat fresh oysters all week. So you can see there were two bridges. These piers here were the piers for the original bridge, which was opened in 1886. It was built with two tracks, so trains could pass on the bridge, but there was only one track either side. So the management of the rail companies at that time always had their trains crossing on the bridge, which meant it put the bridge up to maximum sort of weight loads constantly, And of course, from 1886 to 1946, when that bridge was operating, the weight of locomotives and rail carriages and everything else increased dramatically. Plus, they didn't quite build it to the design it was supposed to be. Each one of these piers was supposed to be filled with concrete, but in 2 or 3 of them they shortchanged us and just put rubble in. And so by the 1930s those piers were starting to collapse and they had to get to work and reinforcing them to enable it to last just a little bit longer. And by the end of the Second World War it was really no longer safe. But for the trains to cross that bridge they had to slow down to about 3 miles an hour, otherwise it was unsafe. So in 1946, Major General Futrell, who had been the Commander-in-Chief of Sydney, was given the task of building the new bridge, which he did. And his granddaughter still lives in Brooklyn, in the same old convent building that I live in. And she's a really well-known local painter and constantly paints beautiful pictures of the bridges, amongst other things. And Port Stevens send us back these things that look like bits of carpet. And as I said, 1 million, 1.5 million little tiny spats on that we can't even see. Well, we put a selected number of those into one of these containers like this. There's probably 30,000 in this container. And we grow them in here for about 6 months or more. And after 3 months, they've got to this size. These are the little tiny spats. So this is it's half away. Oh no, that's a 3-month-old oyster spat.
So that'll grow into a big thing.
That'll grow into the big oyster.
So that's an oyster babies, what you got.
This is it. This is what we call the spats, the babies.
So when you put the 30,000 or 30 million, however many there were,
Sorry,
how do they not
can
come?
you order in the sun
How do they not come out?
Well, because look how fine that mesh is on there. That's what stops them.
Okay.
So we can only use these to begin with. Maybe a year old, and they're at a size like they can move around with. So they move around until they find some friends, and then they all clump together to keep their body temperature up. They're a subtropical oyster, not a tropical oyster, but they're not an Antarctic oyster. So they need a bit of warmth to stay in good condition. So that's the next stage we get to there. Then, from there, I'll just bring some of these out. These are now, these are 5-year-old seeded oysters.
Do you worry about anybody stealing?
Not really.
Nobody knows.
Got a little tool which isn't here at the moment, which just opens this up a little bit, which enables us to work on the oyster without damaging it. So what we'd do normally is with this expander, we'd open the shell. This one open. It wouldn't be done like this. It'd be done with this thing that just gently opens it, and we put that peg, that blue peg in, and the oyster stays open about that much, with the peg in there just resting in the shell, while the mussel relaxes a little bit more before they open it again, a fraction more, and then they'll take this what we want here, these are our little tools, they'll take this little nuclei, they'll use this little knife to cut into, well, I'll open this one up.
So that's the size that you planned.
That's the size we planned it here. So this one's got one hopefully planted in it. Get it.
How rare would it be to find one that hasn't been artificially planted?
1 in 10,000.
Oh, sorry, there you are. So you'd have to be. Imagine it was like when someone had, oh, I've got a bit of grit. Oh, it's a pearl.
Well, normally people aren't just munching on pearl meat.
So this is it.
But yeah.
This is the mantle, this section here. And what they do is
This outer edge of the mantle, the darker part, this is what lays down, the shell is laid down by this mantle. This darker part lays down the darker outside edge. And what we collect is the next layer in of this mantle. Just behind that there's a little tiny strip that we cut out, and we'll use that as an implant into our pearl shell that we want to actually grow the pearl from. And that implant will then grow a nacre that reflects the colour of this nacre on this shell. Right? So if we see that a shell and we like that colour, we'll sacrifice this one, take that little bit of the mantle there, just behind that dark edge, cut that into about 3mm strips. We'll open up here in the soft part of the oyster. We'll pop a little bit of that in, and then we'll pop a little seed in there. Let's just see if we can find in this one